Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is September the 23rd, 2023. Hopefully, this episode finds you well in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. So far, it's been a nice and chill Saturday, Saturday morning, almost afternoon, So there you go. We're transitioning as we speak. Yeah, I haven't really done too much today. No food yet, so sadly, no food corner reports. I did go for a nice little walk, nice little jaunt, and that was good. I'm loving that the Halloween economy is really booming right now. I'm seeing more and more decorations on my street. That's fun. That's cute. It's very cool. The weather is nice yet again, nice and sunny. Still being able to wear a hoodie and shorts. Let's go. So yeah, it's nice. It's a vibe. Let's see here. I think that's pretty much all in the personal news stuff. And honestly, I want to try to drill through some of this news so I don't keep it too long. Let me take my classic startup, and then we'll get into it. Oh, I do actually want to mention this is kind of a little bit of side news. I forgot to mention it yesterday. There was I was driving off of work and I saw some people with some picket signs. And I was like, oh shit, wait. And I look over and I see it's the UAW strike in my own town. So um, I was, driving Westchester area. They, were setting up. They were picketing, and I got to finally honk for, a strike line for picket line, and that felt really good. That was very wholesome. Felt fun. I wanted to mention that on the pod. Also, that is still very much ongoing. They are, I believe, still striking at plants, and it's weird because then there's like sometimes like reverberations in that where it's like, well, this other plant now has to kind of do a temporary layoff because they can't ship their parts to this place that is on strike now. They're not doing anything. So, it's having that effect in that way. But overall, that's a good thing. I've heard good things from Ford so far. Like talks are going. That's good. But, so far it's still slow. But at the end of the day, that's kind of what this is supposed to be. Is it's supposed to kind of hit them in different places, different times. And then, you have more time to do it because you're not doing it all at once in mass. So, I'll try to keep you posted a little bit more without trying to do too much play by play, trying to find a balance there. But that was something that happened to me yesterday, and I wanted to mention it. All right, now to the news at hand. Let's go to Ukraine. From Reuters. Russia hits Ukrainian energy facilities in biggest attack in weeks, Kyiv says. Let's see. Russia pounded energy facilities across Ukraine on Thursday in its biggest missile attack for weeks, firing what Ukrainian officials saw as the first salvo in the new air campaign against the national power grid. Excuse me. Power cuts were reported in 5 Ukrainian regions in the west, center, and east, reviving memories of multiple airstrikes on critical infrastructure last winter that caused sweeping outages for millions during the bitter cold. Let's see. Officials said at least 18 people were injured or were wounded in the airstrikes, including a 9-year-old girl, and a regional governor said 2 people were killed in separate overnight Russian shelling. Okay, then there's another thing I want to talk about here. A bit of a triple feature on this one. From the Insider. Ukraine refused 10 Leopard tanks from Germany because they needed repairs and it didn't have the technicians and parts to fix them, report says. So, Ukraine has rejected 10 Leopard tanks sent from Germany because they were in such poor condition. Authorities in Kyiv refused to import a group of Leopard 1A tanks on the grounds that they needed significant repairs. Ukraine lacks the spare parts and technical expertise to fix them. And that was per the Der Spiegel newspaper outlet. Let's see here. So yeah, I mean, this is something that was kind of surprising to me. We had this talk. I want to say like what months ago, just talking about, I mean, and over time, this is the military aid that's supposed to be coming, and it's like two things that Zelensky, Ukraine has been saying they want. They want fighter jets, and they want um, tanks. They want, ordnance, things of that nature, so that they can really fight a stronger fight on these, like, front lines. So these tanks are really important. They were asked of a lot of countries. I know the UK delivered. I know Germany. I think Poland has delivered. At least maybe there might be some fighter jets or whatever. But essentially, this is a big deal to get these tanks. So to find out that some of these tanks were literally lacking and, too disrepaired to even work and use. Also, I think they had issues as well with training. It just seemed like everything was on such a fast schedule that they weren't able to make it happen. At least that's kind of what they're saying on, like, on paper or on wax, whatever. But I also kind of feel like it's just yet again like kind of one of those things where we're showing like, look, you guys are caring and you care and you want to, give, but at the end of the day, you didn't even give tanks that were ready to use or could be used, like in some of these situations. So I do think that's kind of telling in a certain kind of way. Though some tanks have been used, to some effect. I've seen some get just blown up, which is really like, oh damn, that's fucking crazy. That like you just got this tank, you put it out on the fucking front lines, and it just gets fucking blown up, and you're just charred. But I guess such as war. I don't know. This was just one of those things that I did want to cover and talk about, and I kind of just like, okay, we'll just bundle it up and put it in a Ukraine little episode that we have right now. All right, we have one more thing I wanted to cover. I think I'm more like, yeah. There's more details. If you want to read the Insider, you can by all means. Let's see. The next one is from the Independent. Double blow for Putin as Black Sea Navy attacked and Ukrainian forces punch through Russian front line. So this is some good news for Ukraine. Russia's Black Sea Fleet headquarters were in flames after a missile strike on Friday, bringing yet more woe to Vladimir Putin after Ukraine's tanks reportedly broke through his front line of defense in Wednesday's. Let me run this back. Bringing yet more woe to Vladimir Putin after Ukraine's tanks reportedly broke through his front line, his final line of defense in western Zaporizhia. Okay, at least I said Zaporizhia. Okay, all right. Give me credit for that. Give me flowers. Let's see here. Photographs show firefighters battling the blaze in the port city of Sevastopol, while the Russian Defense Ministry confirmed one serviceman was missing in action as a result of the assault. The attack took place less than 24 hours after Ukrainian armored vehicles reportedly advanced over the front line, known as the Surovikin Line, in western Zaporizhia for the first time, signaling a major breakthrough for Kyiv's counteroffensive in the region. The two events come as Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky looked to Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau for further military support after securing a $325 million defense package from U.S. President Joe Biden on Thursday. A little bit of an asterisk there. That's still gotta go through Congress, I believe, which is so fucking jammed up. I haven't fucking talked about it, but yet again, we are on the edge of another fucking government shutdown. Gotta love it. I'm really not trying to cover it. This is probably as much coverage I'm gonna do, unless the wheels fall off again or whatever. But yeah, that's a part of it. Like, which is weird because Democrats are really like the strongest pushers for this, military aid. And there are Republicans that are really for it. And then there's Republicans that are really like, we don't want to do this, or we have questions, or we want to like really like say maybe not so much. So, that's kind of where we're at with that aspect of it. But yeah, back to the front lines. I believe that like drones were involved in terms of, or maybe was it drones? No, they're missiles here. Okay, let's read. The Russian Defense Ministry said 5 missiles were shot down by air defense systems responding to the attack on Sevastopol on Friday. Sevastopol residents said they heard explosions in the sky and saw smoke. Now let's see. Ukraine has not directly claimed responsibility, but there's also let's see, quotes here. There's from a commander saying, "We promise that there will be more," and that was Lieutenant General Mykolia Oleshchuk. Okay, there we go. That's a name. So yeah, those were some actions. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really wanted to cover here. No, I will say a bit of more spillover. Poland and Ukraine have kind of been a bit of a tiff over the grain shit. Essentially, they've kind of been protesting a bit in Poland, like the prime minister, kind of saying like I think more or less to the effect like we've got to given enough aid. And we this is in terms of like the military stuff, and they're like we're trying to focus on shoring up our own shit, and they also are talking about the whole grain thing. Zelensky kind of popped back, and there's kind of been a little bit of a tit for tat there. There's that's extra news. Okay, this is kind of the crown jewel of the day. This is really what I wanted to get to. Sorry, we got bogged down in Ukraine. Let's go ahead. ABC News. Senator Bob Menendez indicted again for corruption. Allegedly had cash stuffed in coat gold bars. I implore you, please look this up in terms of just seeing some of the photos of Bob Menendez. And the picture I have in the thumbnail, it's him and his wife, who is Nadine Arslanian. So yeah, let's see. Bob, I believe, is 69. I think she's 56, if I'm getting their ages right. But yeah, they say again because this is the second indictment he's gone through. I believe there was a mistrial in 2018 for the first indictment, which he's like just clinging on to for his reputation. Like, look, I beat that case. It's like, well, mistrial is not beating the case. The mistrial is like we couldn't convict. Like you're just free. You're a lucky man. But let's see. Let's get into it. A federal grand jury in New York has returned a sweeping indictment against United States Senator Bob Menendez, who is a Democrat, New Jersey chairman of the powerful Foreign Relations Committee, in connection with improper foreign relations and business dealings. The investigation focused on a luxury car, gold bars, and an apparent allegedly received by Menendez and his wife, Nadine Arslanian, whatever. His wife is also indicted. Let's see here. The indictment charges Menendez and his wife with having a corrupt relationship with 3 New Jersey businessmen, Whale Hanna, Jose Urbi, and Fred Davies. The indictment accuses Menendez and his wife of accepting hundreds of thousands of dollars of bribes in exchange for using the senator's power and influence to seek to protect and enrich the businessmen. Just essentially corruption. These bribes included cash, gold payments towards a home mortgage, compensation for a low or no-show job, a luxury vehicle, and other things of value, said in the indictment. Now, going back to the 2015 indictment that he beat in 2018, let's see. The previous charges against Menendez centered on his relationship with Florida eye doctor Solomon Melgen, a close ally of the senator. Menendez allegedly accepted gifts from Melgen in exchange for using the power of his Senate office to benefit the doctor's financial and personal interests. All right. Senator Chuck Schumer announced Menendez had stepped down as the chairman of the powerful Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Rules of the Senate Democratic Caucus say that any member who is charged with a felony must step down from a leadership position. However, according to a person close to Menendez, the senator will not resign. Menendez is facing re-election next year. So yet again, we have a bold man who's not fucking leaving. For years, forces behind the scenes have repeatedly attempted to silence my voice and dig my political grave, Menendez said in a statement about the indictment. Since this investigation was leaked nearly a year ago, there has been an active smear campaign of an anonymous sources and innuendos to create an air of impropriety where none exists. I have been falsely accused before because I refused to back down to the powers that be, and the people of New Jersey were able to see through the smoke and mirrors and recognize I was innocent. That's a mistrial. That's not how that really worked. But okay, sure. Let's see. Man, I really implore you to see the jackets because I believe this is in 2022. They do a raid or some shit, and they go through his home. They pull out all the shit, and like quintessentially what Menendez did, the Menendez family, they said, hey, we're just gonna hide the money and the gold bars that we got because in this situation, I believe Egypt also gave them some money. Like, this is some deep shit. They were just taking all comers. Just give us all the money and we'll do whatever you want. And they have all this money and gold that they're putting in their jackets of their coats and shit, which essentially is just putting it under your bed. And it's like, oh my God. I cannot imagine going through the whole 3-year trial that you went through and then saying, like, you know what? I've learned absolutely nothing from this. I'm just going to kick it old school because I'm goddamn Teflon Don. And it's like, no, Bobby, no, you're not. Like, you literally have your name on the jacket that is filled with illegal money and gold. Like, come on, just do better. I implore my criminals of this fucking great state or this great, country of America to do better, be better. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, you're caught, you're busted, you're a piece of shit. Fuck you. Obviously, you're living in Tomato Town. But, like, God damn it. I just want to see some finesse out of these motherfuckers. Find a fucking account. Find some safety deposit boxes. Like, fuck, man. In June of 2022, federal agents searched Menendez's New Jersey home and found fruits of the pair's corrupt bribery agreement with the 3 businessmen. According to the indictment, investigators found $480,000 in cash, some stuffed in envelopes and hidden in clothing, as well as $70,000 in Nadine Mendez's safe deposit box. Okay, so they did check the safe deposit boxes, but you could still take them out of the state somewhere else, please. Come on. Even though they're probably gonna find them. Also found in the home were $100,000 worth of gold bars provided by either Hannah or Dibes. Menendez allegedly gave sensitive U.S. government information that secretly aided the government of Egypt and improperly advised and pressured a U.S. agricultural official to protect an exclusive contract for Hannah to be the exclusive purveyor of halal meat to Egypt, according to the indictment. So that's where Egypt gets involved. Let's see here. Menendez also tried to disrupt a criminal investigation into a second businessman in the trucking industry that had been undertaken by New Jersey Attorney General, the indictment said. The senator is also accused of recommending someone to the president to be the U.S. attorney in New Jersey who he thought he could influence. That is Philip Selinger, who got the post ultimately, but he recused himself from the investigation and has not been accused of wrongdoing. I'm assuming he was just kind of charting the stars, reading the tea leaves, and thought, oh, I got a sucker here, and I'm going to use him. I'm going to pump him. But it didn't really go to that. at that extent yet. And the guy's like, okay, I see that I was kind of a pawn in their game. I'm going to just get out of this investigation. Smart call. Let's see here. Is there anything else I really wanted to touch on here? I don't know. We love a good fucking grifter. We love a good fucking corrupt goddamn official that really just sours the whole fucking bunch. And yeah, I mean, this is a Democrat. It goes to show that, look, I don't give a fuck. Like, whether they are Republican or a fucking Democrat, if they're doing fucked up shit and I find out about it, yeah, I want to fucking talk about it. I want to fucking do coverage on it. I want to fucking say, boo this man or boo this woman. Also, once again, a little bit more side coverage. I know I'm just going long for longer. I did not talk about Lauren fucking Boebert, aka Lobo. She went Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice at a Beetlejuice musical. She was vaping loud. She was getting fondled, fondling. It was crazy, 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 crazy shit. You know what? But I wanted to cover Bob because he did something real. He was doing real crime, real shit. So, well, I guess I just did both there. All right, there you go. A little bit of both. One more thing to talk about before I let you go. This is nice and light, and it's local. So, I mean, if you're not from Ohio, you could probably you could leave if you want. You can go, but stay. We got to talk. We're going to have our little, break together. We could just, break some bread if you'd like before we go. But yeah, I got to talk about Ohio news, and then I'll let you go. So yeah, let's do that. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is ooh. This is from WLWT5. Ooh, we're keeping it so local. After defeating issue 1 in August, Ohio voters decide another issue 1 in November. This is so fucking annoying. I don't know. I don't want to speculate or be too conspiratorial. It does feel like this was just like made to be a stumper, even though it's a stumper for both sides. So maybe not. I don't fucking know. But let's talk about it real quick. A much debated special election last month in Ohio ended with the defeat of issue 1, a measure proposed by lawmakers in Columbus to make it harder for citizens to change the state's constitution. Another issue 1 involving reproductive rights will go before voters during the general election in November. It's confusing, right? Jim Perez said. Perez is an abortion rights advocate with an organization called Red Wine and Blue, which was founded in Ohio. I think this is intentional that issue 1 is what we're facing here in November, Perez said. The November version of issue 1 is a citizen-led petition-fueled effort to add abortion to protections to Ohio's constitution. We've been having conversations since the spring, since March. Where we were saying, step 1, sign the petition. Step 2, vote no in August. Step 3, vote yes in November, Perez said, which is something that I'm kind of using as a very, good guideline because it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, so now it's inverted. And I've seen this shit before when I've gone to go vote. You hear what an issue is, and it just seems like you would instinctively want to say like either a yes or a no, but it's intentionally inverted to kind of screw you up. And it's like, why would you do that? And it's because whoever is in power wants to make it tricky and sticky for you. And I hate that shit. I hate that that's allowed. But, such is the game. It's basically been the reverse for anti-abortion activists. So, I mean, you can, read that if you'd like, essentially, the quote unquote pro-lifers, their opinions on the matter. But yeah, I just wanted to call attention to that issue, just like I did before, because Lord knows I'm going to be out there. I'm going to be fucking, hitting them buttons, doing my fucking shit. And I hope you are as well. So yeah, just something I wanted to kind of do on an end note. I didn't want to forget to cover that. And I will probably do a reminder before it happens. But yeah, that is the episode. Okay, good. Oh, good. We did good. That was a little bit more news than I was expecting to cover today, and I'm glad I didn't take too long. So yeah, that's the episode. There we go. If you'd like to support the effort, I do have a Patreon, patreon.com/Isaiah News. I will dub thee a newsie. And, excuse me, I'm burping. I don't care. It's the end. I dub thee a newsie. I say your name at the top of the pod, and then I will also plug a project, thing you're doing, thing you're on. And then let's see here. IsaiahNews1 at gmail.com if you'd like to send me some feedback for the free 99. Let's see. Then follow me on all the socials, connect with me on all the socials, and then I'm on the YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube. Thumbs up, all the stars, all of the comments, positive comments. Please be nice. Give me head pats. We love that. Attaboys. We love to see it. But yeah, that's the episode. There we go. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being a friend. And hopefully I'll see you soon for some more good news. I love you. Bye-bye. Mwah.